Let's start with a small prayer. Gently close your eyes. Keep your head neck back erect. Collapse your shoulders, relax your back. Make sure you're grounded well even when your feet is down or you are sitting in the cross legs. All awareness, like a penetrative force deep inside your cave of the heart. The heart is just a site for the immense peaceful awareness. And your mind is lodged into it. Delving deep into this inner peace, we'll chant 3 Omkaras. Inhale slowly. Oh. Oh. We'll do the Dhyana shloka. Just listen to it. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramarutaha Stunvanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyana Sthita Tatkate Namanasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidusura suragana Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha. Simple palming. So in this episode we'll be looking at the next shloka, 3rd chapter and 6th shloka. 3.6 it is. Karmendriyani sanyamya Karmendriyani sanyamya Ya aste manasa smaran Ya aste manasa smaran Indriyarthan vimudhatma Indriyarthan vimudhatma Mityacharasa uchyate Mityacharasa uchyate. So this particular shloka might lead to some confusions Hence, we have to understand the right meaning. First, as usual, we will learn the literal meaning of it. Karmendriyani sanyamya. Just by restraining the sense or organs of action, the karmendriyas, and by constant brooding over the sensory organs and its objects, real renunciation will not happen, because such a person is a hypocrite. That's what Krishna says. So we know very well who is a hypocrite. Hypocrite always is apparently the good one, seemingly the good one to appear, but in reality, he is not. If you have to give an example, it's like the dam filled with water and not open, and there is constant rainfall up there. Okay. So what is happening? Even the water inside the level is raising, but the dam seems to be stable and but there is so much of turbulent actions of the water inside. Similarly, a hypocrite poses himself to be silent one, the quiet one, the saint one, the Christian one. But there are many emotional turmoils happening inside. Why? The reason is non-mastery over karmendriyas. Now, what are karmendriyas? Karmendriyas are organs of action. According to Sankhya philosophy, which is supposed to be the father of yoga philosophy, the karmendriyas are 6 in number. Vak, Pani, Padam, Payu, Upastha. Sorry, 5 in number. The 6th one is the mind. Okay. Vak means speech. Pani is your hands. Padam, as everybody knows, it is feet. Payu is the organs of evacuation, the eliminatory organs. And Upastha is the reproductive organ. Now, while considering meditation, what happens? People say, okay, I'm going to live in an apartment. I'm not going to touch anyone else. I'm going to eat pure food. That is all good. That is all good as spiritual disciplines. Hence, they are called achara, the spiritual disciplines. But Krishna says these are external. For example, brahmacharya is considered to be the highest mastery. Patanjali also mentions brahmacharya as one of the yamas, very, very crucial prerequisite for yoga. But is this just abstinence from sexual intercourse? No. This should be much more beyond. That is what Krishna says. Real renunciation is not mere abstinence. Now let's go back to 2 important integral components of Shat Sampatti. What our traditional acharyas, Guru Shankaracharya, prescribes us in a spiritual journey. Okay. What does he say? There are 6 different qualities for a seeker, in which he enlists the first 2 to be Shama and Dama. Shama is the inner mastery, mastery of the sense organs in the mind from within, with great willpower and pristine intellect, with jnana. And Dama is physical mastery over sense organs of action, So this is the credible way of dealing with any desire. So you have a desire for Rasgulla. It so happens, when we are into some fitness or health camp we are into, and we are provided only with leafy greens, raw vegetables, and we stay there for 10 days doing yoga, naturopathy. Even the carrots that are grown on the field is not allowed to be plucked and eat, you know. So everything that they see, my guru used to say in a funny manner, even the moon seems to be idli. Even the table seems to be dosa. Just after 15 days, what happens? They rush to some South Indian restaurant and find their feast all the way back. So this is hypocrisy. This is what Krishna condemns of. Now you are trying to restrain the organs by abstinence, by pure abstinence. Now what is happening? You have to understand that it bounces back with twice the more power it has. Because we're not talking about external organs. We're not talking about eyes. We're not talking about ears. We're not talking about nose. I'm taking sense organs, for example. Karmendriyas are even more powerful than sense organs. Anyways, now I'm just talking about the rasana indriya, the tongue, the development of taste towards good food stuff. We're not able to restrain that. So here Shankaracharya says, look, you have to have a two-way pillar kind of mechanism to master your sense organs and mind. One should be from your mind itself. Your mind should internally reciprocate all those signals that allure you. That is Shama. And there are some physical pull also. The sense organs are very powerful. That is even difficult for great saints. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Even for saints, Patanjali also seconds the same. Even for great scholars, it is difficult. So, the physical pull of the sensory objects should also be cut off with the sword called jnana, wisdom. So, it has to be two-way, internally and externally. And hence, Krishna clear-cut says, ones who work on the external aspect alone cannot be the real seeker. In fact, he will be strongly put down, and there would be a great downfall in his spiritual progress if he is working only externally. Now, what does the word mithyachara means? Mithya means seems to be true. It is not false, seem to be true. It's just the appearance, just like our social medias. Just like we pose ourselves in social medias. Or in any social evening that we are attending, any program, how do we dress up ourselves? How do we speak? We are at the best because people are watching us. Seeming to be true. Mithya. Acharaha means spiritual discipline. So it can be any achara. There are many people in South who does not even touch anyone, even with the people they live with. After taking bath, this is complete religiosity, they call it as complete orthodoxy. They don't touch people. Aditi is here. It is there in Jainis also. They wear new clothes, take bath, and don't touch people while doing this. So mere abstinence, mere non-touching cannot bring in spiritual upliftment. Because why? Then why are these rituals there? These rituals are just external modes of application to master your mind. For example, I say, I'm going to start a class. Please mute yourselves. Are you mute really? No. No, we are talking to people, but there is a mute option which it feels like that you are mute. Simply like that. Simply like that. What happens with our organs? We think that we are, I was mentioning about this, I'm sorry, I tried to switch over with something else. We seem that we think that sense organs of actions are physical. No? Eyes, ears, nostrils, tongue, skin, speech, the throat and the mouth that makes the mechanism happening. The reproductive organ, the function of the reproductive organ, the eliminatory function of the excretory organ, all the things that we do with our hands and feet, everything seems to be external, but only to a meditator. Only to a meditator, this is clear that not one organ is physical. When he closes his eyes and meditates, lots of energy from the sense organs. As if sense organs are in the liquid of the mind, and in the mind, it is like the salt of the senses. They are so warp and woof of the fabric called chitta, mind stuff. They are so interlinked. They are so like a thin fabric, a mesh, yeah, in the thin fabric. So the indriyas that we are talking about, even if it is jnanendriya or a karmendriya, organ of action, sense organ, it is not there in the physical body. It is not there in the Annamaya kosha. Oh, it's not there in the Annamaya kosha. It is not there in the Annamaya kosha. We just have vessels. These are just vessels. Okay. And in that vessel, deep inside, there's this pranic fluid in the pranamaya kosha, where in the linga sharira, in the sukshma sharira, in the subtle body, we have these indriyas. How can you control them? How are you going to master these? You don't even get to feel them. You don't even get to see them. Hence, I remember my mother-in-law had strong abstinence for onions, potatoes. But when she was on the deathbed, a few days before, she was trying to catch something and eat in the air. She was not conscious. She was terminally ill with cancer. Yeah. So my nephew asked her, "What is that you're doing, Dadi?" "Samosa ja raha hai." Samosa is going. How is it possible? The whole life, who hadn't had samosa in life, who hadn't had potatoes and onions in life, had that deep adoration inside the mind stuff. Hence, Krishna says, mere abstinence will not work. We are not talking about eyes, ear, tongue, the vessels. Will not work. We have to work deep, deep, deep within this energy circles. These are energetic whirlpools. Hence, only through meditation, not just meditation quietly, simply sitting and doing nothing. No, this will not work. You know what happens? We feel like we are good meditators because these physical indriyas are very saint-like. They behave pristine, saintly, quiet. And we think we have mastered our indriyas. But the real villains, sorry for using that harsh word, the real enemies are inside. And they are meddled deep with prana. the energy itself. So Krishna, in the upcoming shlokas, he will mention what would be the right approach to manage and master these indriyas. He says, if you are a real seeker, severe you understand the word severe? Chop off the source of the prana, the source of the energy of the karmendriya and jnanendriya. What is the source of the energy and how do you chop that off? Chopping is with the sword called jnana. What is jnana? What is jnana? Wisdom. We know. But what is the real wisdom? The real wisdom is all that we see, including Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, all that which is deep within, has no real existence. When you know these are all at play, these are just games inside you, and you go into that deep core of yourself, work on that stably revealing yourself, anchoring yourself in that pure consciousness. All these tantrums, the dance dramas that these indriyas create with their enticing power will annihilate on its own, on their own. And hence Krishna says, chop them off with your jnana. How do you do it? Deliberately, intentionally, incessantly. Because tata rudaha abhiniveshaha. Even for Vidwan, even for the scholars, this attachment towards life that is created by these karmendriyas and jnanendriyas is very strong. That's what Patanjali says. They're very strong. So you have to again and again work. Okay, there's some trouble. What happens? Mityachara, this shloka is about us. You know, this definitely indicate how we force ourselves. Yeah. So when there is a trouble inside, and there is a trouble outside coming up, somebody spoke something ill of you. You chose not to speak. Yeah. So by choosing not to speak, by choosing to keep quiet, are you quiet? So Krishna says, this is either with jnana or with bhakti or with immense adoration of this beautiful principle called God. You will choose to be quiet, quieter, and so on and so forth. How? When you know that the person who spoke ill of you is none but you, is none but you and you alone, or in terms of bhakti, when the person who spoke ill of you is none but the play of divine, then where is rage? Where is the problem of not speaking or speaking against? Krishna says the real seeker, for him, meditation is not 4 by 4 area sitting on it. Meditation is the real process that how he encounters the entire life with this attitude, with this wisdom. And it's an ongoing process. The true seeker believes in this field of work. He believes in it. He invests all his energies into it. He invests all the wisdom that he gathers from the Shastras, the secondary texts, the primary texts, and then tries to incorporate. His whole life is field of work for him. Now, coming back to the real mastery, the core, of course, we will be seeing that in the next shloka. But let me just give you a quick guidance of how we can work on it, the mechanism. We are all followers of Raja Yoga. In one way or the other, we continuously practice asanas, breathing techniques, pranayam. How does Raja Yoga perceive mastery on the sense organs, on the karmendriyas? Raja Yoga has an integral component called pratyahara. Pratyahara is not abstinence from the sensory, inputs, sensory objects. Pratyahara is not abstinence. Pratyahara is not putting pressure over sensory organ, not gaining control like that. No. Pratyahara is choosing the right input. We are all very much aware. We think that we can alleviate the risk of diabetes, the risk of cancer, the risk of hypertension by choosing the right stuff that we put into the mouth. Is it not? Yeah, we are very choosy about what we put into the mouth. And some are really freaks about it. Yeah. But what do we put into our eyes? What do we put into our ears? What do we put on the skin? Do we have control on it? Perceiving the right choice. Hence, yogis choose to hang on with friends who are like them. Even the sensory inputs are filtered. Along with that, filtering the sensory inputs, along with that comes in one more process in pratyahara, which is inward pointing. Prati ahara. You are moving towards inside. What is it inside? You are moving towards the core of your being. Ramana Maharishi says, core of your being is being, is being itself. And when, it is the oldest way of meditating with the food. Yeah, when you chew the food, you try to take the rasa of the food, and then deeply immerse yourself in the experience of the sweetness, of the sourness, of the saltiness, of the delicacy that you're eating, and then staying with it. Like the old Japanese tea meditation. Yeah. What do? They sip and then they try to revel in that experience. So, what is that they are doing? Any sensory input that triggers the happiness, they try to see from where this happiness feeling emerged. So going inward is another process. So according to Raja Yoga, the mastery of senses, mastery of indriyas are considered as two. One, choosing the inputs of all the indriyas. Two, when the inputs have arrived into your system, then deeply penetrate it and see how it influences your core being. Now, what is said in Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga is understanding through Guru's Vakya and constantly digesting the fact by analyzing, reanalyzing, memorizing, and keeping that in the long-term memory, staying with it, all the Guru Vakya. What is Guru Vakya here? Guru Vakya is Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. The Guru Vakya is the Mahavakya. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that self. I cannot be Lalita. I cannot be anyone else. I cannot be this Nama Rupa. When this my guru used to say, when this knowledge or when this information occurs and hits your heart, that itself is sufficient. If it hits the heart right, the moment Guru speaks that you are that, I am that, and you know that this is it, the very moment the experience transforms the way that you react with the physical impulses, with the inner impulses that allures you to switch your identity from what you are to what you think you to be. I hope I am clear. I'm not confusing you here. I hope I'm clear. The moment you receive the information and you stay with it, the information becomes so strong that experience changes the whole process. It takes a kaya kalpa, it's complete transformation of how you see the world, how you perceive, how you respond, how you react. Because from then, there is no other. There's only one, and that's you. When there is Advaita Bhava, when there is only one thing that is strong in you, there cannot be any other thing that can shake off you from this sense, from this experience. Because whatever that shakes you off seems to be impermanent, seems to be mithya, seems to be just apparently true, not real. Krishna strongly suggests that you have to master all the indriyas with this strong wisdom. Bhakti Yoga deals the indriyas in a different manner. Indriyas are also the vents of emotions. Like eyes, it can show you how you are happy, it can show you how you're sad with its tears. Yeah. They are vents of emotions. Bhakti Yoga works on culturing these emotions, and thereby the vents are already in your control. Now, how do we do it? How do we master according to Bhakti Yoga? What is that? What is that shirks of you from the real existence, from the consciousness? It's the outer world. It's the people in it. It's a circumstance that you are dealing with, or it can be any other event that had happened in your life, no? That strongly pulls you away from this conscious being. Now, a bhakta, when he is definitely a bhakta, when he is into the path of yoga, working on his emotions, positive and negative, and trying to balance it with adoration, with Shravana Manana, with Kirtana, Anusandhana, and all the Navadha Bhakti ways, he perceives all that distracts him from the conscious being is the conscious being itself, is his own Ishvara, Ishtadevata. It's very what to call. It's very amusing, interesting how we perceive Shakti, goddess, the Devi. There's this famous quote of the Devi Stotra. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita, Shanti Rupena Samstita, Vidya Rupena Samstita, Nidra Rupena Samstita. You know, we perceive this goddess as every element of Prakriti. And you know what? It also says the one who distracts you from the conscious being is the goddess. Why? To test you, to see whether you understand her play. See, one who excels is the one who ranks first, right? You can't just make mistakes in max and say, okay, I'm 10% right. No. You have to get center. You have to be 100 on 100, right? So if you have to have this Brahmasthiti, if you are in this Brahmasthiti, you will not be flooded away with the admiration of the people. Oh, people think that you're good, you're nice, you're saintly, you're beautiful, you're doing efficient things, you're working perfectly. The praises of the world is again a distraction. The insults of the world is again a distraction. Are you distracted? The goddess is here to see how she is always with Pasha and Ankusha in her hands. Pasha, are you wound up with your afflictions? Pasha means that the big thread, the big rope. And Ankusha means control itself, the reins of the horse, like the reins of the horse. Can you control the master? Can you control and master your indriyas? She's the symbol there. In Vedic philosophy, every deity is symbolic. Symbolism is the intertwined fabric in the Hindu philosophy. Anyways, in the Vedic philosophy. So, all that distracts you from the world, all that distracts from the external world, and makes you shrink away from the conscious being is the play of divine. And then slowly, he comes back. Ramana Bhagavan says, Uruvanam unnai olittu yavan varuvar un sudeida arunachala. How can anyone else than you come? Because you are just the one. If I am seeing anyone else from other than you, it is just your Maya. And who is Maya? The goddess. What does Bhagavad Puran says? Maya Devi. From Kamsa's hand, that little girl flew away in the sky and turned up to Goddess Durga and said, I am the Maya. I am the one who distracts. I am the one who distracts, the one who offers is the same. Oh, Lalita, how can you be so confusing? It is not confusing. Who distracts? Your mind. Who makes up? Who brings you up in the spiritual progress? The mind again. Where do you work? The mind again. Which is the platform? Mind again. One who offers, one who distracts, both are the same. Hence, a bhakta understands this very well. Okay, if you're distracting, it is you. If you're offering that, it is you again. And hence, for him, mastery of indriyas becomes very easy. And similarly, in Karma Yoga, as just now we had a small discussion with Kamini Aunty about Gita Rahasya. Everything is about Karma Yoga in Gita Rahasya. Everything is very practical. Everything is down to earth. Everything is, how do you deal with this situation when you are here? How do you yogically deal with this situation when you are here? Okay, so in Karma Yoga, the mastery of Indriyas again is well proposed. Understanding the burning factor called desire. Karma Yoga focus on the root cause of all the problem, the desire. What does the desire do? The desire starts to make you expect an action done. You expect that this action will have this consequence. In a laboratory, to make water to drop with the pipettes and burettes, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen should be together, making the compound water. Does it really happen? No. Huge amount of efforts have to be put in that laboratory. And then you get to see 2 droplets of water, is it not? And if there is tiny little, weeny little error in the fraction, it can be human error, it can be any other, any other error, tiny, weeny little 0.02%. You don't get the water. But the mind, while working in the laboratory to get the water, will always try to find, why didn't I get the water? Why didn't I get to see the droplets of the water? So this is how action drives you towards desire with this burning factor called expectation. And when this happens, all your organs, all your indriyas becomes active, sense organs, organs of action, everything. Forget about someone else that you're expecting things from someone else. You start to expect more from you yourself, from the action that you do. Hence, Karma Yoga proposes, kill the desire to expect something that will turn up. Something will happen. Now things will be okay. Now I am on a better position. Now I can enjoy this. No. Enjoy right now. Enjoy the process. And that's how it manifests control over the indriyas. By managing the seat, the emotions, by managing the vents, the indriyas. So this is pretty much about different schools of yoga and how they try to manage the ruthless, that's how we should speak, ruthless, strong, powerful indriyas. Vedas sometimes refer to indriyas itself as asuras, as rakshasas, who steals away. They are the thieves. Vedas says that they are the robbers, who steals away the peace in you. Who is the peace? The divine is the peace. Where is the divine? He resides in you. And what happens? 2 thieves, 2 robbers come to the house, steals away all the wealth and leaves. And who are those thieves? These thieves are your indriyas, who always long for something which is not approachable, which is not acquirable. But allures you that there is something brighter on the other side. All the time keeps you in that hallucination. Krishna is categorically condemning the act of abstinence, mere non-doing or avoiding as renunciation. It is not at all a renunciation. He says, if you are doing it, you are just making a fool out of you, or you're just wanting to be admired by some people, You want to post a video, post a smiling face on the social media. That's what he says. He is a hypocrite, he says. In the next shloka, we'll also learn the right way of managing. This is just the 4 ways of Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Karma Yoga are my additions, but Krishna speaks in the next shloka and how to rightly approach on the Indriyas and how to master them. We'll see it in the next episode. If there is any questions, you're welcome. I'm stopping the record.